This is Racing to Win, your twice weekly preview show of Hong Kong racing. And we go Wednesday night racing at Happy Valley for a 9-race card. We're back on the A course. Great to have your company here on the show. I'm Tom Wood, joined in the studio by Paul Lally and Nick Child. And Nick, some good racing coming up, mixture of Class 3, 4 and 5 through the night.
Yeah, there certainly is, Tom. Some nice races as well, some pretty competitive stuff. Horses looking to repeat the dose from recent victories, of course. They include the likes of Fallon, to name but one. So, yeah, look, it's a good card, and the Island Trophy is the feature, isn't it?
It is, and speaking of Ireland, Paul, with a name like Lally, there must be some Irish there. Any jackpots? Quite a few horses backing up from last Wednesday night too.
Yeah, there are actually, and there is two good jackpots in the fourth double trio, the last two races there. 3 million going to that, so that should get over the 16 million mark. So that'll leave you leaving the course happy. And also in the quartet first four merge pool in the last, there's 3 million going in that one. So if you get knocked out the first leg of the double trio, you can have a crack in the last.
Yeah, of course, it was a little bit hard to find the triple trio and the six up at Sha Tin over the weekend with an absolute roughie that turned up through the program. And speaking of Sha Tin's Sunday card, of course, looking back as we head towards the BMW Hong Kong Derby, which is just under 2 weeks away now. Some of the performances here, Paul, of horses that were trying to make their way into the field, and, well, Bundle of Ward might have just done that.
Yeah, he did. Look, he went up to a rating of 86, so I think he's definitely going in there. He was at 75 before that, so they've given him a decent hike, so that should get him into the race, no problem. Mark Wynn actually went up 5 points for running second in this. Low Rider, who ran fourth, he went up 3 points, and the fifth horse, Skyheart, went up 1 point. So all those horses have gone up a little bit, so they've all got chances of getting in the Derby, the 4 of the 5. Of course, that was Helene Feeling, the older horse that ran third.
For me, Low Rider might be the run to take out of that outside the winner.
Yeah, interested to see if he can make his way into the field, Low Rider. Light Years Charm, he's obviously still on that rating of 75. I think you can pretty much rule out Top Gun. Live and Let Live led them up here. I think they were quite confident at going into the weekend with Light Years Charm, but missed the kick and was on the back foot from the get-go, wasn't he?
Yeah, look, and obviously, as you say, that it does put you on the back foot, so to speak. So, he's obviously a horse still of immense talent. He's obviously a very smart horse, but he was always playing catch up there, Paul. Yeah,
and going now into this rating, he looks like he's going to struggle to get in. For example, Skyheart is now 2 rating points in front of him.
Yeah, Patch of Cosmo there could be a very much underrated horse going forward. 11 a.m. Friday, the selected runners for the BMW Hong Kong Derby will be announced. And obviously at the top, Nick Ruby Lott with My Wish and Johannes Brahms. But a little bit of a shake-up there with Bundle of Ward going through. Maybe a few question marks with a couple up the order as well. Ramadan, of course, is entered for this weekend.
He is, yeah, no, for sure. And he's only had the one run here so far, hasn't he? So, look, it's all very... I mean, Johannes Brahms is a horse who just continues to defy me. I couldn't have him over a mile or 18, but he might well prove me even wrong at 2,000, Paul.
Yeah, no, he could well do, and the way he's been running and hitting the line. Yeah, so some of these horses are on the cusp there. I mean, Talent's Ambition is racing Wednesday night. He's still entered for the Derby as well. Sky Trust, Low Rider there, as you can see, in Skyheart, just 1 point below him.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough for some of those other runners towards the bottom to get into the field. But, of course, Friday morning, Hong Kong time, around about 11 a.m, those selected runners for the 2025 edition of the BMW Hong Kong Derby. Once in a lifetime glory will be selected, and we'll stay tuned for that. Meeting number 53, of course, Wednesday night at Happy Valley for 9 races back on the A course. A 6:40 start for the first, and we are previewing races 8 and 9. Class 3 events over 12 and 1,800 metres here on the show. Let's have a look at the 1200. This is a rating 80 through 55 contest, so we'll just note the extended band there. In Sports Legend on a 7-day turnaround, dictated off the front last time out. California Touch, Chateau Neuf is drawn nicely in barrier number 2. Lucky 8 drawn out again. Jerry Chow, Ricky Yu, Beauty Infinity just beaten the other night. Solid Car, Multi Dutch, Ever Star. Those 7 and 8 haven't done a great deal. Written Casa, he comes into this field with the last win next to his name in Class 4. Young Arrow and Positive Smile. Keith Young and David Hayes off a rating of 57. Sports Legend this week, Paul, probably got a little bit of company up front with California Touch.
Yeah, California Touch second up now, but look, he led last start, as did Sports Legend. So I think these two are going to set up a good pace here. Now, Everstar and Multi Dutch have drawn wide, and all their Hong Kong starts have gone back, but they were horses that did race on the pace overseas and in their trial. So I think both those two horses are going to be a lot closer in the run from good draws. Lucky 8's drawn wide, unfortunately. But Beauty Infinity will get his chance once again. Shadow Nerf likes to take a sit. And Solid Car from his draw, he might have to go all the way to the back.
Well, speaking of Solid Car, he's trained by David Hall, and this horse certainly improved from start 1 to start 2. The son of Grunt, he has to jump out of barrier number 11 with Karis Teton.
Karis Teton, off to Happy Valley we go Wednesday. You've got some pretty handy rides. One of them certainly looks to be Solid Car. He's lightly raced, but showed good improvement for coming here last time.
Yeah, Nick, he's improving all the time, this horse. His last run was a really promising run. He hit the run pretty strongly, and he's shown us that, he's handled Happy Valley pretty well.
And I guess for a 3-year-old, Karis, a lightly raced one as well. The fact he did do all his best work late has to be a massive positive, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure. Like I said, it was a really positive run from him. It's a really good sign that he's on the right way. I just hope he's learned a lot from the first time at Happy Valley, and I think he did. And looking forward to riding him again.
He was massive odds last time, but in your opinion as a jockey, there was no fluke about it, was there?
No, there was no fluke. Of course, I believe it was quite a field where there was a lot of chances in the race. So of course you could believe what odds he went out. But overall, we knew about our horse, and we knew how he is, and we expected him to run a good race, and he did.
They made it a little bit more difficult for you this time around from 11. How do you sort of address that, given that he has been drawn well on 2 occasions so far?
Yeah, that's gonna be a tricky part, but like at the end of the day, he's still a horse that getting used to racing and doing. We need him to do everything right. So I think we'll just ride him where we find him comfortable. He's not a horse where you can chase him for the speed at Happy Valley. So we'll have to leave him where he's quiet and let him finish the line strongly again.
It was definitely a much better run from him last time out. Paul, do you give him a chance in a race like this?
Yeah, I do. I've got him as the Quinella horse, actually. I thought he'll go back. He should get a bit of pace on with those horses, and he can get a similar run as he did there, and he seems to be on the improve. Being by Grunt, I'd like to see him on the all-weather at some stage as well, because we've seen Never Peter out, and another horse there from that breed have gone well on the all-weather.
Yeah, no, look, he's done well in very limited starts so far, just a 3-year-old, isn't he? So I think there's a bit more improvement still to come.
Yeah, certainly with the draw as well. The A course gives him a better opportunity to hopefully find his feet somewhere in a reasonable position with some cover. We move on and have a look at Beauty Infinity now, and of course he was just nosed out of it at Happy Valley 7 days ago in a terrific battle with Romantic Sun over the concluding stages. Brenton of Dulla goes on board this time round. Nick wanted to lay out a little bit here late, but was probably unlucky not to get the bob.
Yeah, look, this is a cracking run in defeat, really. He's gone up a couple of pounds there to 65 now for this effort, but look, as you say, just nosed out of it on the post there, and I think he's got a cracking chance, I really do.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Look, he got up to a rating of 70. He did run second off that rating as well, so I think he's capable of this rating of 65.
Sports Legend's not one for a little while now, but he's also on a quick turnaround to here. But do you see the pressure in the early part of the race, Paul, and maybe the mid-stages from California Touch has been a negative for him this week?
Yeah, definite negative. Backing up, and look, he get his own way. This was his race, actually. He had his own way in front. Just got beaten, obviously, by the Spicy Gold on the outside. But with this pressure in the race, I left him out.
Yeah, California Touch has got slightly the better draw too, hasn't he? So if there is an early exchange on, he probably gets the favours there. But look, he was good last time, Sports Legend, so he's one I think you can consider for sure.
He's got more weight to carry this time round as well, the 133 versus the 127 he had last time out. On we go to Chateau Nerf, and he comes out of the David Hayes stable. Hugh Bowman rides from barrier number 2, 12-1 last start. Nick, where he was sort of back of midfield, had a few backsides in front of him here, but he's been relatively consistent on a whole, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. No, you can't knock him too much, really. He's a 2-time winner from 13. He's won around here, and he's actually £10 higher than his last win. So it does get tougher. Whether or not he's plateaued out just yet, I'm not sure. Part of me thinks he may well have done it maybe off 71. He's just sort of found his limit a bit there, Paul. But he's drawn well, which is a big plus for him. Yeah,
it is definitely, yeah. But he is creeping up the ratings without winning, which is, he's his own worst enemy, being consistent. And we do see horses like that. They sometimes struggle when they get up in the ratings.
Where does Lucky 8 get to from barrier 9?
I've got him wide, so I didn't put him in there.
Okay, he has won more than all of these in this field. Has Lucky 8 for Ricky Yu. On we go to Rittencaster. Paul, he's 21 days off this win last time out over Triumphant Warrior, coming up in grade, but he has struggled in this grade in the past. Can he turn that around off this victory?
Yeah, look, I'd like to see him do it. He's obviously in form now. I mean, he was in Class 3 last season and he raced 3 times and he ran sort of last a couple of times in the 9th. So, look... he wasn't in the same sort of form that he was in now. He has got a light weight, but I just would like to see him do it in this grade before I put him in.
Yeah, look, I think the point there, I think Paul makes, of course, is that he has found a bit of form and he might well now go on with it. But his last couple of runs in Class 3, he was beating thumping distances, so I was happy to watch him.
That is a look at race number 8 on the programme. Time for the selections. Paul, who did you ultimately go with on top?
Yeah, went with Beauty Infinity on top, so on the back run. He has run second off 70, so a lot higher than before. Solid Car, we'll put him in there for second. We heard from Karis there, gets back, runs on. Going to give Positive Smile a chance with a really light weight here. He's right at the bottom now of this grade, and I think he's got an opportunity. He didn't have all the favours last time. I like the fact he's coming back to Happy Valley. Did have a run here when he was on debut. And a horse is going to be over 100 to 1, Everstar. He's trialled well here in Hong Kong. He's had he's run last at both the starts from wide draws and gone back. Barrier 1, I think he'll be right behind the pace. We saw Mi Choi with a 100 to 1 chance. Let's see if history can repeat. But he's only in on a minor line there for 4th. 5, 6, 11 and 8.
Yeah, look, you and I are singing from the same hymn sheet here, Paul. Not sure if it's a good or a bad thing. Let's hope it's a good one, because I've got the 5 over the 6 as well. Beauty Infinity, I think, is the one that they've got to run down here. Solid Car continues to improve. Expect another good show from him. California Touch, he'll be up on the pace. I think he'll give a good run here in this. And Sports Legend, also a pacey type, and he did run well last time out. So 5, 6, 2, 1 for me.
That is a look at race number 8 for our Wednesday night card at Happy Valley. Back with plenty more after the break. All the usual features. We've got the last run reminder. We look at race number 9, the best bets, the value bets, all that to come here on Racing to Win. Welcome back to Racing to Win. We'll preview race number 9 for Happy Valley Wednesday night very shortly, right after the last run reminder, Paul. And is he ready to climb a mountain, Midori Fuji?
Oh, I see what you did there. I think he is, actually. He's only had the 4 starts. Last start, he stepped down to Class 4 and up to 1650 metres. He did get a nice run, to be fair. Those cheek pieces will come off and a pair of blinkers will go on him for this particular run. He's drawn nicely in barrier number 3, so he's going to get every chance once again. I think Karis can get him into a nice position, and now down on this grade he can win. So he's the last run reminder, Midori Fuji.
So there he is boxing on down on the inside there for David Eustace. So he's race 2, number 3, Midori Fuji, the last run reminder. And you can find plenty more of those on the website hkjc.com. The final event coming up a bit before 11 o'clock local time on Wednesday night is the Class 3 over the 1800 metres. And here is the field with Talent's Ambition trying to squeeze his way into the BMW Hong Kong Derby off a rating of 80. Romantic Lau charged home for second behind Soleil Fighter last start. Hammer on the last start winner, and does only go up £3 for that with this contest here. Starmac All Cash, he was a bit unlucky last time out. Fell in the last start winner, but goes up £11. Simply Maverick, Charity Game. Jumbo Legend is further down here for Casper Founds out of barrier number 11. Beauty Alliance, a last start winner up in grade. Same with Northern Beast, a last start winner up in grade. And Winning Steps down at the bottom off a rating of 61. Pace might be a bit questionable, Paul, potentially, especially for a horse like Talent's Ambition with his racing style.
Definitely. It actually looks more on the slower side, the good to slow. There's no real lead. I mean, All Cash went forward last time. Beauty Alliance went forward last time, but they're not leaders. Hammer on, he sort of likes normally midfield, but just the way this race is going to pace out, he could be there. Simply Maverick can be forward, Romantic Lau, Northern Beast, and these other 6, they all get back. So I can't see where the pace is coming from in this.
Okay, so we're questionable speed for the last event on the card. He roared home last time out. Did Fallon, trained by Tony Cruz. Got a lot of extra weight to carry this time around, and a wider draw with Ben Thompson.
Ben Thompson, nice to see you keeping the association going with Fallon. He was good for you last time and picked up a bit of silverware as well.
Yeah, he was, Nick. He's been a model of consistency, so it was a well-deserved breakthrough for him this season. He's obviously already a winner in Class 3, and to do it again, and first time at the Valley, at only his second start at the City course, it was a really good effort by him. So well prepared by Tony Cruz and his team, and hopefully he's taken confidence from that win.
Yeah, first run over the 18, of course, a winning one. We know he can do this as well and go back to back. He did so when he was able to win his races prior. So, is it a confidence thing with him? Do you feel maybe he's got his head in front? There might be, obviously, there's a strong opinion, and he might be able to do it again.
Yeah, I hope so. I guess we just keep our fingers crossed. He meets a similar field with the addition of a few last start winners. Hammer on to name one of a few. So he has to bring his best, I think, but hopefully he doesn't have to really run much better the way he won the other day, but we'll naturally need a bit of luck in transit. Back on the A course, I think it's a good thing though. Barrier 12, we need a bit of luck. So hey, obviously his talent is, you don't need a question at all. It's just a matter of the right run in transit. I think given a good, even group of horses, and even taking on winning steps, Star Mac again that he faced last time. So, hey, hopefully he's obviously all of his starts he's been this season have been beaten by less than 3.5 lengths. So he's shown that he is such a consistent horse, and now third go at the Valley. Hopefully he's even better for it.
Yeah, he certainly does look to be there in good form, doesn't he? Obviously can swoop late and even from gate 12. I must ask you about Bundle Award, of course, on the back of the weekend. Mighty performance there. So much to look forward with him going forward, Ben, and that was a really smart win.
Yeah, it was. He's a lovely horse. He came to Hong Kong with lovely credentials, and is obviously he's in great hands of John Sizes, and now he's been his second win here, and he's always taken on decent horses and horses that he'll be meeting in Sunday week's Derby. So great win, beat good horses, and he really put his name up in lights.
I know 2000's a different dynamic for him, and obviously a lot will hinge on draw, but you think he's the right type of horse for a mile and a quarter?
Yeah, I do, and obviously like John having him on that path, I think should give us all confidence. So he was great at the 1800, and especially he really showed, I guess, really versatility. The way he settled back on Sunday and showed a lethal turn of foot. Before that, like he'd sat close to the speed, and he was 3 pairs back when he won his Hong Kong first Hong Kong win. So there's no reason to suggest he won't run the trip out strong.
Are there a couple of little things against him, Paul, with potentially the speed of the race, the draw where he ends up, and the extra £11?
Yeah, all those three things. Look, I just don't think that this race is really going to suit him, so I didn't put him in.
I've got him in on a minor line. I think this is a bit more demanding going, but let's not forget when he did win previously, he did manage to go back to back then, so he might be that type of horse possibly as well.
Certainly,
his head in front.
Yeah, and Star Mac as well. A quick word on him. Brenton of Della riding. He had a few things go against him last time out as well, but his trial looked pretty sharp coming into this.
Yeah, look, he ran fourth in that trial, Tom, as you allude to, and look, he's a classy horse in his day, isn't he? Really, I mean, he ran some mighty races in a 4-year-old series last term, and he seems to put it all together since he's come here, Paul.
Yeah, he seems to like Happy Valley. I mean, this is where his win was, so that's positive. But again, the race isn't going to suit him, I don't think.
While we're on the topic of Brenton Avdulla, he is certainly riding the crest of a wave at the moment. The last 5 meetings, Nick, he's been in grand style.
He has, yeah. Look, super form for BA, and as you can see there, the 8 winners and really healthy strike rate, top 3. And you've got to tip your cap to him. He's third in the Premiership. Okay, it's usually one-way sort of traffic with Zach up at the top, but he's riding extremely well at the moment.
No, he is. He's going really well. I mean, he's always been a good rider, and he's just getting on the right horses now. I really like Club Ace. I think he's a really big chance. I think he can win there. Beauty Affinity. I can see him getting a couple of winners there.
Yeah, nice book of rides actually. So he won't be going around in the first, but plenty to look forward to after that.
Glory Cloud a bit unlucky last time out. King of Fighters there as well with, of course, Star Mac, the horse we were just speaking about in the final event on the card. Let's move on to Beauty Alliance, and he is a last start winner, Beauty Alliance, and this was only 7 days ago. Paul, last Wednesday night settled 4th in the run, but put up a strong turn of foot late to put up a really decisive victory in the end. Yeah,
it was a really nice win from him. Now, he's up in grade here, so he has to come up into Class 3, but the the offshoot of that is a lightweight. He goes forward, so that's positive, I think, in this race as well. He's got barrier 9, but he should be able to get across because there's a long run to that first bend.
Yeah, look, I mean, the way he won that was mightily impressive. This is asking a bit more of him, but he's got an informed jockey. You never mind John Size turning them around quickly, and he's still quite lightly raced.
Now, hammer on the last start winner, of course, Tom Marquin rode this night. Richard Kingscote has got the opportunity here this time round. Nick, he settled to sort of a little worse than midfield on the rail, but he got all the right sort of favours this night, didn't he?
He did, yeah. Look, and cracking ride from Tom as well there to get him home. He's up to marker 74. They've only put him up £5 officially, so that's obviously handy enough for him. Obviously, he won by a neck, didn't he? But he's drawn 1 here, so again, hopefully, if he does get all the favours, he can give another bold showing.
Yeah, look, he might get the race run to suit as well. Now, he has won off a higher rating of 76 in the past, so he is capable, but he just doesn't put them back to back. That's the thing that worries me a bit.
Now, it's been 35 days since Northern Beast has appeared on a racetrack, but when he did appear, Paul, it was a win, course and distance, sat just off the pace here. Do you rate him some sort of a chance here with a lightweight coming up in grade for the very first time?
Yeah, so he's untapped at this grade, isn't he? But look, he's a horse that's always shown plenty of ability, especially coming up to this distance as well. 1,800 metres looks ideal, being a son of Morris. And I think he won quite cosily there. Lightweight, he's another on-pace runner, so yeah, I give him a big chance.
Yeah, no, you can certainly make a case for him. I mean, look, he spent a lot of time, he's had 23 starts, a lot of time in Class 4, but first go in this grade, he's got to have some sort of chance for sure.
He's trialled over 1,600 since, and Talent's Ambition coming out of a 2,000 metre race last start, Nick, where he sat too close in the run here for him, I think, to be really effective, but if he's back where he probably likes to be, it probably takes about a play in this race, potentially, if they're looking at the Derby. Without winning this, it's going to be tough, I think.
I think so. Look, and I admire the connections, the Talent Together syndicate for wanting to have a go at a Derby, of course, if they can. So all power to them. But he's all where the form stands, head and shoulders above his turf. And not to say he can't go on the turf, but he's certainly not as good.
He's never been to Happy Valley, so we don't know.
No.
Yeah, which is one thing. He might go well at Happy Valley. We don't know. There's that question mark.
Yep, off that rating of 80 for Mark Newton. Selections for the last, Paul?
Yeah, going to go with the 11 on top here. We're going to go with the 2 horses coming up in grade. 11 to beat 10, Northern Beast, Beauty Alliance. We'll give Talent's Ambition a chance to run on, and Charity Gain as well, if they do go too quick, but I can't see it. 11, 10, 1, 8.
I'm really hoping they do go quite quick because I've got Charity Gain on top here, and look, he's got the form good enough to win this. It's just the pace and the nature of the race. So over Starmac, he goes in for second. I put Beauty Alliance in for third there. He looks to be upwardly mobile, and Fallon put him in again after winning last time. 8, 4, 10, 6.
And for a preview of each and every race, head to the website hkjc.com, click on audio and video, and you'll find the race-by-race preview for the 9 races Wednesday night. Paul, who is ultimately the best coming up Wednesday?
Got to go with the horse who's been downgraded. Viva Graciousness comes back into this grade. He got back at his last start. Ran a really good race and a very strong form race here as well. That's Lil Fighter on his outside, and he's come out and absolutely hosed up as well. And you can see him finishing off really nice here. I think he's going to lead this race. He's going to be on the pace, downgraded. Looks absolutely ideal for him. So Viva Graciousness for me is the thing and as the best. And the long shot will make Karate Express, race 6, number 3. Another one that ran on strongly at his last start, drew nicely in 4. The play, Beauty Infinity, solid car, positive smile in one of the races we featured the QQP.
Best bet for me, race 7, number 11, Circuit Jolly, lightweight, just a 3-year-old. He's been progressing nicely. First go here at the Valley. The value, we've got the same jockey on, Karis Teaton, Iconical, race 3, number 10 there for Jamie Richards. And the play, race 6, numbers 1, 2, 7 in that one there, Tom.
Best comes up later in the night. Race 8, number 5, Beauty Infinity, a ride for Brenton Abdallah, our jockey to follow for the meeting. Just nosed out of it last week. Snow a lot, wins at this time of the year, and of course he lost his rider last time on the all-weather, but he's trialled nicely since. And the play in the last, Charity Gain, Beauty Alliance and Northern Beast, a QQP 8, 10 and 11 in race number 9. Let's have a look what we've got coming up in form in terms of the diary, rather, for the meetings here in Hong Kong over the next 7 days. Of course, a trackside live Sunday, 12:30 for the Journalists Challenge Cup, the Kowloon Tong Trophy. Saturday, I should say, of course, and the Craig and Gower Cricket Club, Hong Kong Football Club Centenary and Challenge Cups coming up Wednesday night next week, Nick, but Saturday racing this week.
Yeah, looking forward to that, and plenty of silverware to be handed out, Paul, as well.
Definitely. Sky Jewellery, he's backing up. Well, we'll see him again, see if he can win again.
And Cross-Border Pegasus. We look forward to your company Wednesday night at Happy Valley for the first, coming through at 6:40.